of Deuteronomy chapter 15. At the end of 7 years, you are to make Shemitah, a release. And this is the statement of Shemitah: suspend every creditor's hand from his loan to his neighbor. He will not claim it from his neighbor or his brother, because it was proclaimed Shemitah to Adonai. You should demand payment from the stranger, but what you have with your brother, your hand will relinquish. End it poverty, so that there will be no one destitute among you. When Adonai will surely bless you in the land that Adonai your God is giving you as territory to inherit. Only if you will listen to the voice of Adonai your God to guard, to fulfill this entire mitzvah that I am commanding you today. When Adonai your God blesses you, just as he told you, you will grant loans to nations, but you will not borrow. And you will rule over many nations, but you they will not rule. If there should be someone destitute in your midst, among one of your brothers, in one of your cities in your land that Adonai your God is giving you, do not harden your heart, and do not close your hand against your destitute brother. Rather, you must surely open your hand generously to him, and you must surely extend a loan to him to cover the wants which he lacks. Look out for yourself, lest there be an evil thought in your mind, saying, the 7th year is approaching, the Shemitah year, and you will look askance at your destitute brother, and will not give him, and if he cries out concerning you to Adonai, you will be regarded as sinful. You must surely give him, and let your heart not hurt when you give him, for as a consequence of this thing, Adonai your God will bless you in all your work and in all your commerce. For the destitute will not cease to exist within the land. Therefore I am commanding you, saying, open your hand generously to your brother, to your indigent, and to your destitute in your land. If your brother, Jew or Jewess, is sold to you, and he serves you 6 years, then in the 7th year you are to send him free from you. When you send him free from you, do not send him away empty-handed. You must surely present him with a severance bonus from your flocks, and from your threshing area, and your wine cellar. Whatever Adonai your God has blessed you with, are you to give him. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Adonai your God redeemed you. That is why I am commanding you this matter today. Should he say to you, I am not leaving you, because he loves you and your household, for he has it good with you. Take the awl and put it through his ear and the door, and he will become your perpetual slave. And do the same to your maidservant as well. Let it not seem difficult to you when you send him free from you, for double the profit produced by the wage earner he has worked for you 6 years. And Adonai your God will bless you in everything you do. Every firstborn that is born in your cattle and in your flocks, a male, you must consecrate to Adonai your God. You may not work with your firstborn ox or shear the firstborn of your flocks. Before Adonai your God you must eat it each year in the place that Adonai chooses you and your household. And if it has a blemish, if it is crippled or blind, or has any severe blemish, do not slaughter it to Adonai your God. In your cities may you eat it, the ritually unclean and the clean together, like the deer and the gazelle. Only do not eat its blood. Spill it like water on the ground. Chapter 16. Take heed of the month of spring, when you will celebrate Pesach for Adonai your God. For in the month of spring, Adonai your God took you out from Egypt at night. You shall slaughter the Pesach offering to Adonai your God, flocks of ruminants and cattle, in the place that Adonai chooses to house his presence there. Do not eat chametz on it 7 days, and you are to eat on it matzos, bread of anguish, since in haste you left the land of Egypt, so that you remember the day of your exodus from the land of Egypt, all the days of your life. And no sourdough of yours may be seen in all of your boundary 7 days, and none of the flesh may remain overnight which you slaughtered toward the evening of the first day until morning. You are forbidden to slaughter the Pesach in any of your cities that Adonai your God is giving you. Solely in the place that Adonai your God chooses to house his presence, there will you slaughter the Pesach toward the afternoon, at sunset, at the time you left Egypt. You shall cook it and eat it in the place that Adonai your God chooses, that you may depart in the morning and go to your residence. For 6 days you shall eat matzahs, and on the seventh day is one of withdrawal for the sake of Adonai your God. Do not do work. 7 weeks count for yourself. From the time the sickle begins felling the standing grain, begin to count it 7 weeks. You are to celebrate the festival of Shavuos for Adonai your God, and the fullness of your open-handed gift that you give. To the fullness of your open-handed gift that you give, as Adonai your God has blessed you. You are to rejoice in the presence of Adonai your God, you and your son and your daughter and your male slave and your female slave, and the Levite who is in your city, and the proselyte and the orphan, and the widow who are among you, in the place that Adonai your God chooses to house his presence there. Remember that you were a slave in Egypt. You are to guard and celebrate these statutes. The festival of Sukkos celebrate for yourself 7 days when you harvest your threshing floor and your winepress. You are not to rejoice during your festival, you and your son and your daughter and your male slave and your female slave and the Levite and the proselyte and the orphan and the widow who are in your city. 7 days are you to be festive for Adonai your God in the place Adonai chooses. For Adonai your God will bless you in all your produce and in all your endeavors, and you shall experience pure joy. 3 times a year are all that your males to be seen in the presence of Adonai your God in the place that he chooses, in the festival of Matzos, and on the festival of Shavuos, and on the festival of Sukkos, and he shall not appear in the presence of Adonai empty-handed. Everyone according to his gift appropriate to his means, according to the blessing of Adonai your God that he gave you. Shoftim. Judges and police officers you shall appoint for yourself in all of your cities that Adonai your God is giving you for your tribes, who will judge the people righteous justice. Do not pervert justice, do not display favoritism, and do not accept bribery, for bribery blinds the eye of the wise and distorts the words that are just. Pursue absolute justice so that you may live and inherit the land that Adonai your God is giving you. Do not plant an Asherah for yourself, or any tree near the altar of Adonai your God, so that you will make it for yourself. And do not erect for yourself a monument that Adonai your God detests. Chapter 17. Do not sacrifice to Adonai your God an ox or a lamb that has a blemish, any bad thing, for it's abominated by Adonai your God. If there is found among you in one of your cities that Adonai your God is giving you, a man or woman who does what is evil in the eyes of Adonai your God by violating his commandment, he goes and serves other gods and bows to them, whether the sun or moon or any of the hosts of heaven that I did not command. When you are told and you understand, you are to inquire thoroughly if in fact the report is authenticated and accurate. This abomination was committed within Israel. You are to take out that man or that woman who did this evil thing to your city, the man or the woman, and you are to stone them with stones so that they die. By the speech of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses is the guilty one to be executed. He is not to be executed by the oral testimony of 1 witness. Let the band of witnesses be against him first to execute him, and let the hand of the witnesses be against him first to execute him, and the hand of the entire people afterward, and you will eliminate the evil from within you. If a master of law is too abstruse for you, between blood and blood, between decision and decision, or between leprosy and leprosy, matters under dispute in your city, you shall rise and ascend to the place that Adonai your God will have chosen. You are to come before the Kohanim, the Levites, and the judge officiating during those days, you will inquire, and they will tell you the legal decision. You are to act according to the word that they tell you from that place that Adonai will have chosen, and you are to be careful to fulfill exactly as they instruct you, in accord with the Torah that they instruct you, and upon the law that they state to you, you are to act, and do not deviate from the word they tell you, neither right nor left. But the man who acts deliberately to not heed the Kohen, who stands to serve there Adonai your God, or the judge, that man is to be executed, and you will eliminate the evil from Israel. Let all the people hear and fear, and not sin deliberately again. When you arrive in the land that Adonai your God is giving you, and inherit it and live in it, and you say, let me appoint over me a king like all the nations around me, are you to appoint over yourself a king whom Adonai your God will choose. From among your brothers you are to appoint over yourselves a king, that you may not place over yourselves a foreigner who is not your brother. However, he must not acquire an abundance of horses for himself, so that he will not return to the people to Egypt in order to acquire an abundance of horses, because Adonai told you, you are not to proceed to return along this route again. And he is not to acquire an abundance of wives for himself, so that his heart will not veer, and silver and gold he may not accumulate for himself in great abundance. It shall be that when he occupies the throne of his kingdom, he must write for himself a duplicate of this Torah in a scroll form, the scroll before the Kohanim, the Levites. It is to accompany him, and he is to read it all the days of his life, in order that he learn to fear Adonai, his God, to guard every word of this Torah and these statutes to fulfill them, that his pride not increase over his brothers, and he does not stray from the commandments right or left, so that the days of his reign are lengthy over his kingdom, he and his sons within Israel. 18. They will not have the Kohanim, the Levites, the entire tribe of Levi, a portion or an inheritance with Israel. Adonai's fire offerings and his inheritance will they eat. But he will have no territory among his brothers. Adonai is his territory. Adonai is his territory, as he said to him. And this will be the stipend of the Kohanim from the people, from the slaughterers of permitted meat. Whether an ox or a sheep, he will give the Kohen the foreleg and the jaw and the fourth stomach. The first portion of your grain, your wine, and your olive oil, and the first shearing of your sheep you are to give him. For him did Adonai your God choose from all your tribes to stand and perform the service in the name of Adonai, he and his sons for all time. If a Levite should come from one of your cities throughout Israel, where he sojourns, coming with his soul's desire to the place that Adonai chooses, he shall perform the service in the name of Adonai his God, like all his brother Levites who stand there in Adonai's presence. They shall eat equal portions, except for what the families add to one another. Because you are entering the land that Adonai your God is giving you, do not learn to perpetrate the abomination of those nations. Let there not exist among you anyone who passes his son or daughter through fire, who practices the kosem occult, who practices time frame occult, or who divines portentous events, or a sorcerer, or a snake charmer, or one who invokes the spirit of Ov, or Yedoni, or communicates with the dead. For Adonai's abomination is anyone perpetuating this, and because of these abominations, Adonai your God is expelling them from before you. Walk in perfect trust with Adonai your God. Walk in perfect trust with Adonai your God. Although these nations whom you are inheriting heed augurs and sorcerers, but as to you, Adonai your God has not given you their status. A prophet from your midst of your brethren, like me, will Adonai your God establish for you. Heed him, exactly as you requested from Adonai your God at Horeb, on the day of assembly, saying, let me not continue to hear the voice of Adonai my God, and this great fire let me not see any more as that I will not die. Adonai said to me, what they said is excellent. A prophet I will establish for them from among their brethren like you, and I will place my words in his mouth, and he will tell them everything that I command him. Now the man who does not heed my words, that he speaks in my name, I will demand from him. But the prophet who will malevolently make a statement in my name, something that I did not instruct him to say, or which he says in the name of foreign gods, that prophet must die. If you should say to yourself, how can we know which is the statement that Adonai did not speak? Should the prophet speak in Adonai's name and the matter does not happen and is not fulfilled, that is the statement that Adonai did not speak. The prophet spoke it malevolently, so do not fear him. Chapter 19. When Adonai your God annihilates the nations whose land Adonai your God is giving you, and you inherit them and live in their cities, in their houses. Separate 3 cities for yourselves within your land that Adonai your God is giving you to inherit. Ready the route for yourself and divide the borders of your land into 3 sections that Adonai your God will allot you. This will serve for any murderer to flee there. And this is the matter of the murderer who may flee to survive. Whoever smites his peer without intent, and he had not been his enemy yesterday or the day before, and whoever comes with his peer into the woods to chop trees, and as his hand swung the axe downward to cut the wood from the iron flew off the wooden handle, and encounters his peer, and he dies, he is to flee to one of these cities to survive. Lest the blood redeemer pursue the murderer when his heart grows heated, and he catches up with him over the length of the road, and he smite him dead when he has no death sentence, because he had not been his enemy yesterday or the day before. Therefore I am commanding you the following 3 cities shall you separate for yourself. And when Adonai your God expands your boundary in accordance with his oath to your forefathers, and he gives you the entire land that he has promised to give to your forefathers, when you will be guarding this entire mitzvah to fulfill it, that I am commanding you today to love Adonai your God and to go in his ways for all time, then you shall add 3 more cities to these 3. And let innocent blood not be shed within your land, that Adonai your God is giving you as territory. Otherwise you will bear liability for the blood. If there is a man who hates his neighbor, and will ambush him, arising against him and smiting him dead, and he will flee to one of these cities, the elders of the city will send for and take him there, and he will hand him over to the blood redeemer, and he will be executed. Do not view him with compassion. You are to eliminate the shedding of innocent blood from Israel, and you will have it good. Do not move back the boundary of your neighbor, that the first settlers determining your territory, that you will inherit the land that Adonai your God is giving you to inherit. One witness may not arise against a man about any sin for any transgression or transgression that he transgresses. By the word of 2 witnesses or by the word of 3 witnesses, let a matter be established. If false witnesses arise against a man and he bear fallacious testimony against him, the 2 men shall stand who are involved in the dispute before Adonai, before the Kohanim and the judges who are in those days. When the judges shall investigate thoroughly, and behold, the witness testified falsely, they testified falsely against their brother, you are to do to each of them as he conspired to do to his brother, and eliminate the evil from among you. And the remainder will hear and be fearful, and they will not repeat this evil thing among you. You are not to have compassion. Life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot.